Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas. So today I'm here with part 2 of the Winter Dreams mini album. As you know, this is a pop-up album. So on this video, we're going to be working on the inside techniques. So let me first remind you that this series is a giveaway. So make sure that you're hitting the like button, be subscribed to all of the channels on the lineup, and also leave a comment. So for this album, as I showed you yesterday, I am using my digital paper collection called Winter Dreams. I do have a link to my website on the description box below. And then these flowers are from ASC Craft Supplies. I also do have a link to that store and a discount code for you in there. So the book is 8 by 8 by 1.5 inches spine, and let me now show you the final product, and then we're going to go ahead and work on the pop-up techniques in here. So I went ahead and just covered this up with paper, and I wanted to do a pocket here, but at the end I just wanted to display this beautiful image. So on this page here I just added this design, and then over here we can collage some pictures. You can do that, and then also each one of these half pages is a pocket, and so you can add tags or photo mats in there. So I haven't done that yet, so I'll probably do that as I add my pictures here. And then I added some of these elements from the cut apart page. And now let me show you the first pop-up. So I do have 3 different pop-up techniques for you, and the tutorial will be at the end of this showcase. So this is one of them, which is the basic one, and then over here again more of the paper. Mainly the pictures will go on this area and on the pockets here. And then the next page is another pop-up, which is also very quick and easy to do, so you can incorporate these pop-ups into any type of book. And then over here we have, again, it's the same type of layout. So we have the half page with the pocket here, and I just love this paper. And then this one here. And then the last pop-up, it's a little bit more intricate, but again, it's still quite easy to make. And so this one is one of those rotating pages, and I just love how this looks. So let me show you from the top how that looks like. And again, it is quite simple to do, a little bit more detail, but you can definitely do this also. And so that's another technique that I'm going to be showing you today. And then the last 2 pages here, again, you can add a picture and tuck it behind this little guy. He's from the ephemera, and then this is the pockets for that, and that is the back page with the adorable little reindeer on the Christmas tree. So that is the project for today. I hope that you guys like it. Don't forget to visit my dear friends Robin, Michelle, and Debbie. And now let's go ahead and work on these pop-ups. So okay, you guys, let's go ahead and finish up the book. So I went ahead and printed out some of the images from my collection as well. All of these ones, or let me show you, these ones here I printed out as a full page. All I did is fit to page to each one of the images, and it will print like this. And my images are 1:1, so you will have this little extra leftover piece here. And so I printed a few, and I think I'm probably gonna have to print a couple more, but this is a good start for showing you the pop-up elements. I also went ahead and printed a couple of these just plain background pages, and then I went ahead and printed these ones at fit 2 per page, so you could fit 2. Now I only did 1 because I didn't want 2 repeats, because I think this is a better size for us to use as a pop-up. And so yeah, so I did 2 per page on this one, that one, and then for this one I just kind of enlarged it a little bit, so it's a random size, but I wanted to have this circle here as one of the pop-up elements that we are going to be adding. And then I went ahead and printed out the ephemera sheet, which has all of these titles here. And I'm thinking now, only with the ephemera sheet you can just cut these little guys to do your pop-ups. But anyway, so that is what I printed so far. I might need to print a few more sheets to finish up the book, but I think that's a good start for the tutorial. So here what I'm going to do on this page is just simply select one of these already collage pages, and I wanted to do this one here. So I'm going to cut this page down to 7.5 by 7.5. So here is the image that I'm cutting, and as you can tell, I'm wearing my cozy robe because it is getting kind of cold and I feel like my throat's kind of hurting a little bit, so I'm having some hot tea and I just want to be cozy right now. But I definitely wanted to do this video for you guys, and it's quite late because I had such a breezy day with the girls today. First doing homework, then they wanted to do some Christmas fun stuff that we did here in the house, and so yeah, so just my day went super fast, and it's quite late now when I'm recording this video, so I'm just trying to get this done for you guys. So over here I'm just gonna glue this piece down, and I think that's just plain and simple, but it's really pretty at the same time. You could do a little picture here or just add another one of these like little titles for that. And then the first page I'm also going to keep pretty plain, and I don't think I printed the sheet that I wanted to use, but anyway, so I'm going to leave that for the end. And then what I'm going to do right now is fussy cut some of these elements that I'm going to need for my pop-up. So okay, and then I'm going to use this one as well, so I'm going to cut this one out. So then for the third pop-up, I'm going to cut this one here that I also printed out to a half size. And I'm just preparing the pieces. I think I'm going to cut that one a little bit more. And then I went ahead and fussy cut around the owl from these sheets. And then I think I'm also going to use, I think I might use this one here. So I'm going to start with the first pop-up mechanism, and this is one that you guys already probably know. So what we're gonna do is to score a 1/2 inch along the bottom of the image right here. Okay, and then we're also going to fold this in half, and you could score that, but I think it's easier to just fold it and find the half. Okay, and then we are going to cut right here a little notch. Okay, and then we're going to do one at the end as well. So then when we open this up, this is what we have. And then what I'm also going to do is just round up the corners a little bit so it doesn't look too boxy. Okay, so you could do it like that, and that's like a cute little scene. And then we are going to add this into one of our pages. So I think I want this one to be my first pop-up, and this will go right in here. Now before we add that, we are going to have to cover up the page, and this is why I printed out some of these just plain background pages. So I think for this one I am just going to use this page here. So I'm going to cut 2 of these. I cut these pieces at 7.5 by 6 3/4, and I'm just going to glue them down as my background. Okay, and I think this make a very soft settled background, so I'm gonna use more of that. And you can add pictures, you can even journal on this page as well. So now I'm just gonna glue this one. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one right in here. All right, so now we have our two pieces, and we're gonna go back to this little piece. So we're going to fold along the score lines here, and we are going to add some double-sided tape. Okay, so I'm gonna put one here. So you're adding the tape on this 1/2 inch section. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this one here. Oh, and I promise I'm gonna try not to make this video super long, but okay, here we go. So now we have those two pieces, and what we're gonna do is just open that up. Cut this up so you have it laying flat, and we are going to lay this right here. So you just want to make sure that this little tip of the pop-up touches the bending line here. Okay, and then we're just going to peel off the tape, and we are going to close this, and then we're going to open that up and peel off the tape on this other side, and then close this again. And then when we open this up, we have our first pop-up. Now this is a very simple pop-up, and what we're gonna do is just build a little more into this, so to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. So we're going to add little branches, I guess that's what we are going to call that. So for that, I'm just going to cut two pieces, and I'm using my leftovers of 1 inch. Okay, so two long pieces here. Okay, and then I'm going to score this piece to make the extensions. So let's go ahead and score these at 2 inches. Okay, so we're gonna do 2, and then 3, and then 5, and 6, and then we're going to cut this at 6.5. Okay, so there you go. So we have one, and then let me go ahead and do another one. Now this one, because I want to play with dimension, we're going to do this one at just 1 inch. So we're going to do 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4, and 4.5. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean with the difference between the 1 inch and the 2 inches. Okay, so let's start with the first piece. We're going to fold along the score lines to create this rectangular section, and then we're going to use the 1/2 inch to join these together. Okay, so now we have like an arm extension of 2 inches, and then we're going to do the same with the second piece. Fold along the score lines like that, and then we're going to use this 1/2 inch again to close this loop, and this is a 1 inch extension. Okay, so this is going to give us different dimension into our book. So I'm going to add the 2 inch one here. Well, let me see. So this will depend on which one you want to have more up close and more far back. So I think I'm gonna put both on this side, and I'm going to start with a 2 inch. So I'm going to glue this here on the back and the bottom. Okay, so 2 sides you're gonna add glue, and we're going to add this against the pop-up. Okay, so that is 1, and then we're going to add this pretty owl right there. So to add the owl, I'm going to add my glue on this side here, facing out, And then we are just going to add the owl right there. So you see how we're creating volume or dimension on this one. Now I'm going to close everything and press down. Okay, give it a second to dry, and then I'm going to open this up, and here we have her. And now we have the other one on the background, so I really don't want to cover her, but maybe we can do this other one here. I'm not gonna glue it yet. I just want to see how this will look like. And yeah, I think I like that. So we're gonna do the same, but now put it on this side. And I'm going to glue again 2 sides. Okay, 2 sides, and then we're going to add this right here. So just don't glue on top of your bending line. Okay, so that's good. Let me just close these and make sure it's dry. And then we are going to add this little girl right there. Now her ear is kind of crossing that center line, so it might get bended a little bit, but I think it should be fine. So I'm just gonna add my glue here on the side facing me. And then we're going to add her right there on the back. Okay, so now we have like a little 3-dimensional pop-up. And then of course here you will add your pictures. So now we're gonna close these. Oops, I closed it too much. Okay, wait for this to dry. And then here we go. Yeah, she didn't get bent. Her ear is fine, so I think we're good to go. And just the same way we did this, you could actually add, you know, 2 more here if you wanted to do like a bigger type of pop-up. Maybe you can do just a plain background, like a Christmas tree background, and then add like the 4 little friends. I don't know, that will be cute. So that is the first pop-up. So for the next background, I'm going to cut 2 of these sheets. One is going to be 7.5 by 6 3/4, and the second one is going to be 7.5 by 7 1/4. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 7 1/4 inch side. And I'm doing it like this because I just want one long piece. Okay, so you basically want to join these 2 together to have a long background like that. Okay, so I'm now going to just join these 2 together. So I'm going to add glue on this 1/2 inch here. Okay, and then just join these 2 together to create one big background like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna press down, and then you want to fold this and press down. And what we're gonna do with these is just simply fold a corner here. So the corner on the center, we are going to fold it in just like that, and then press down. Okay, and then you want to fold these both ways. Okay, so now we're going to open this up and push this in, this triangular piece, and then close this again. Okay, super easy like that. Now we have this little mechanism here, and we are going to add our pop-up element right in there. Okay, so I want to glue this just on this one side. Now before you glue it, make sure to hold it in place and close it, and double check that nothing is coming out of the page. So now that we have that check, I'm going to just add the glue here on one of the sides of the triangle. Okay, let me show you how I'm putting my glue. Oh, you can kind of see right there. So right here. Okay, so you just want to glue that right there, and maybe more a little bit down this way. And then we're going to close these and there you go. Okay, so now we have this other pop-up piece, and then it will close and open. And let's go ahead and add that into our book. So I think this one was even easier than the previous one. Okay, so we're gonna put that one right here. So now to glue this down, I am going to just line this up to the center and glue that over. So let me just double check that this will open up, and yep, perfect. So I'm going to do this side first, so add my glue all over here. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to glue. Oops. Oh, making a big mess here. Okay, so we're just gonna put this one down here and just make sure that it is center as well. And then we're going to add glue on this side. Okay, and then we're going to close this. Okay. And there we go. Let's wait for that to dry. And ta-da! We have quick and easy pop-up here as well. And now let's work on the next one. Okay, so for this pop-up we're going to need a piece of 4 by 6 inches, and I'm using lightweight cardstock for all of that. So 4 by 6, and we are going to score along the 6 inches at 1.5, 3, and 4.5. And then along the 4 inches, we're going to score at 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to need a piece that is 2.5 by 6 inches, and we're going to score at 3 inches. And then we're going to do 1/2 inch and 5.5. Okay, so now I'm going to put this here on the side, and we are going to start with, oops, sorry, the first piece. So I'm going to take out the 4 corners here. So I'm just going to take this out. Okay, and then we're gonna do this one right there, and then this one here, and this one here. Okay, and then we're going to fold this piece. So we're going to use the score lines as a guide. We're going to match the top score line to the one on the left. So we're just gonna fold this like that and make sure that these score lines lined up here, and then you're gonna press down on the center, and I'm just gonna fold this. Okay, then we're going to do the same to the other side. We're gonna go from the top to the right side. Again, you make sure this lined up, and then you're gonna press down here. Okay, so you're creating this little X mark, and then we're going to push this in, kind of like pinch this together and bring it towards you like that. Okay, so you're gonna come up with this little house shape, and then I'm just gonna press this down and press this down. And then for the second piece, we are just simply going to fold along the score lines here. So you want to fold that in and fold this one in here as well. So you're going to have this little shape. So now we're going to add this piece into this piece. So you're basically going to hold the house. I'm going to call this a house like that. And then you are going to separate these 2 pieces, and we're going to insert this one in here like that, okay? And we are going to just add it to the score line that we have, and now we're just going to glue these two legs. So I'm going to put this down here, and so what I'm going to do is just lift this up and add my glue, and then I'm going to lift this or press this down here. Okay, then we're going to turn this around and basically do the same here, and try to put them on the center. I guess I put mine too close to the side, but that's okay. Okay, so here we go. So now we glue this piece in between these two legs. Okay, so then when we open, this is going to pop up. All right, so now let's go ahead and bring our book back. So I printed 2 more sheets, and I cut these the same as we did the first one. So those are going to be 6 3/4 by 7 1/2. And I am just going to glue this down. Okay, so here is my background, and now we're going to add this piece here. Then I realized this image is a little bit too large for this pop-up. It's going to come out of your page, so we can either trim this down a little bit, or we can use another element. So you know what, I think I'm just going to trim this down. So I'm going to cut inside this wreath right here. Okay, and if that doesn't work out, then I'll just use a different image. Okay, so I'm just gonna make them a little bit smaller. And there you go. Oh, it's kind of cute. It's so cute. So that will go right here, and you see how nothing's coming out right now. I do want to give it a little border, so I'm just gonna glue this on this piece of cardstock. And then I'm going to do one of these flowers just to give it a little bit of color. Okay, so now we can go back to this. So we are going to glue this triangular piece, or the house piece, down to our page. Now I am only going to add glue on half of this piece. Okay, so the bottom half here. Okay, and I'm just gonna again make sure that corner tip touches up with the bending line, and then I'm going to close this right here. Okay, now we're gonna open this up and do the same on this side. So I'm only going to add glue on the bottom half of the house shape. Okay, just right there. And then we're going to close this one more time. Okay, and then we're gonna open this up, and here we have our pop-up elements. So we're just gonna add this little guy right in here. Okay, so I'm going to add my glue now on this front square. Okay. So this is a little bit more detailed pop-up, but it is so worth it because I just love how this looks. And there you go. So let's go ahead and give this a try. You might want to let that dry for a second so nothing's coming out of your page. Okay, and then when we open this page, we have this adorable little pop-up guy. And there you go. So those are the 3 pop-up techniques that I have for you. So I hope that you guys enjoy the tutorial for today, and I hope to see you back tomorrow with another fun and easy project. And I want to thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.